Hello and welcome to another video on the Cam Martin Drift YouTube channel. If you're an old subscriber, you may remember. If you're a new one, you definitely have no idea. This is my E36 318 IS, which we are putting an RB25 DE Neo into. Now, I've already done part 1 and 2, so I'll link them in the description. You can go have a look. But now we're doing part 3, getting ready to drop the motor in. We'll just jump straight into it. This is my RB25 DE Neo. There's nothing too special about it. It has been drilled and tapped to suit turbo drain. So when we are ready, we can run a feed line from the oil pressure sensor down there and run it as turbo, which is awesome. I have modified the pickup. It's not the best welds. They're pretty nasty. I've also modified the sump, which is also not the best. Probably should have painted all this before I let it sit for 2 years. I didn't expect that to happen, so it is what it is. What I am doing right now is I am changing the rod bearings. I have done one. Now we're going to go through do the rest. There's a plug there for the dipstick. So this is where your factory dipstick on an R33 / front sump RB is, this guy here. I'm gonna punch this grub screw out or whatever the fitting is in here, try to knock that out, punch it back in there, then we can run our dipstick from the back there. Let's get into it. So now the bearings are done, we will slam the sump on. There we go, Shan. Look at her, she's on there looking beautiful. So now the sump's on, I'll flip her over. It actually feels so odd working on it right now. This thing has been sitting for so many years. Anyway, that's gonna be it for tonight. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for more RB things for the E36. I don't give a F about the tree. I'm looking at the hard part, but the soft part's fine. This is all the front end stuff for the BMW. Been sitting out here for a couple of years, and this is my parts shed that is rotting away. This is my gearbox I'm meant to be using. This bell housing and that box, because it has a CA bell housing on it. So what we'll do is we'll pull the box out now, pull this bell housing, take it over, take it into the workshop, see if we can maybe pull it apart and chuck it on the engine. Have some dramas going on with the extractors. That's as far as I can get them. And they actually hit the rail here, so we may just notch it out. Not too sure yet. So we're probably going to throw this gearbox in, which is out of Jesse's VL. We think it's all good, whereas that one has a stuffed reverse gear for sure. Whatever, it is what it is. I'm pretty stoked with the progression so far, especially because this car's been sitting so long. Every time I go out of the driveway or come back in, I can see it in the corner of my eye. It's nice to actually have it in there, have it clean-ish. I want to do a little thing where I obviously need to paint the cam covers. Leave in the comments what color you think we should go. Whatever color has the most likes, we'll paint the cam covers. So make sure you drop a good color and we'll paint them. So a nice little thing to get you involved on the RB25 E36. I'm actually so excited to get this car done. Not too short on our deadline just yet. Ronald McDonald's calling me, so I'm gonna head home and I'll see you guys in the morning. The next day, we're straight back into the E36 RB25 conversion. and we have some brake line. I want to delete the ABS because for one, it's a pain in the ass, it's ugly and it's right in the way. So I can't actually fit my extractors down there with that there. So I'll have to figure it out first. So pull that off and we'll get into it. Alrighty, ABS unit's off now. And I kind of made the mistake of putting the engine in because I need to pull off the lines behind it. So I need to pull this line off, which is the vacuum line to the booster. So it goes off down there, all the way by the engine to the booster. This is super annoying. Try and make something worky. All right, it's a couple days later now. I had to stop working on it because I had the wrong fittings. Got the right fittings now. I've pulled the motor back out. This is the rear brake line. I'm gonna cut it somewhere there, put a new fitting on to match up, and we'll run a new joiner, and we'll come the brake line, come up and follow this. Then this is the passenger brake line, which I may just do a joiner, have it run along here, and then key in right here where this driver's side brake line is. So that's all gravy. And we can pull off this line for the vacuum, for the booster, and then we're all gravy. Alrighty, our brake lines are all done. I've just looped up this guy because that was just a feed to the ABS. But we got our rear brake line here, which comes out of H, goes all the way down into the old stock position. And I've got into a little joiner down there. And this is your passenger front brake that comes up into a T-piece, and then from your driver's side, and straight up into the back of the master. And then the clutch line here, I've had to modify it. It used to go dual loop and go up, and now I've modified it to come down past the steering shaft, down, and I've modified the original rubber line to suit the RB slave cylinder, which I will have to cut and modify. I just wanted to make sure it worked. So I've got to get the box and motor in, and then I'll recut that and make that. So if we need to pull a box out, which no doubt we will, we can just unbolt it and service it. But next on the list is I'm gonna try get these gearboxes working. So this is my RB30 box, which I got from Jesse Baker, and he said this one had a real bad vibration, so probably not going to use that one. And we're going to use this CA box, which I've got to pull the front housing off and swap it onto this one. So I'll pull these out now, start pulling them apart. So I didn't film pulling it off because I was having a bit of trouble. From looking at it, it looks okay. It spins okay. There's a fair bit of wobble in there because the casing keeps it pretty centered. It does jam up a little bit. So I'm still a bit nervous about this box, but overall it looks okay. Obviously reverse gear is destroyed, so we can't do the old spin and pin in reverse. So I'll chuck the front casing on now, start putting it back together. As we take a break from the E36, I have got an awesome car that's just come in. Beautiful R32 Skyline, which we're going to do some work on. We've got new covers to put on it, and also have this gangster manifold to put on, done by HPS in Austria. The work looks incredible. Probably one of the best sounding manifolds I've ever heard. This is Griff Robbins' car from Turbo Threads or TT. I'll leave their link in the description. I cannot wait to see what this thing actually sounds like in person. On their videos, they sound absolutely amazing. So I'm going to throw this thing on. I'll make sure to give you a sound clip of a 6-boost versus the HPS manifold from Austria. Working back on the BMW, got some gearbox bolts so we can slam the gearbox onto the back of the motor, which is super exciting. Alrighty, we are in the E36 now, and we've got the brakes all bled up, so all good. But if you look here, you can see our shifter hole is not lining up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure down, check where it hits down there, measure up on this one, and cut it so it's going to have some sort of clearance above this. I honestly don't even know. I've never done any shifter modifications like this before, so just going to trial and error. Hopefully I don't destroy the shifter, but if we do, it is what it is. One thing I need to remember to put these back on, but for now we'll just go and test fit them in the car. All right, I know exactly what we're doing now. So you can see I've got that mark right there. So I'm gonna cut a 45-degree angle on that rod, make another bit of rod that comes up and another 45, and it should get us directly in the middle. I think this should work out pretty easy. I have faith, so let's do it. It's very difficult to film, and you also can't see, but that's what I've got, this sort of angle to go to the 45 that I've already done down there, as you can see. So that's gonna go like that, and that guy should go like that. Relatively central, looks pretty good. We'll weld these things together now, and we'll come and test fit it, and hopefully it works. I am actually stoked with this. That feels so good. I was a bit of a worry, but yeah, that's like basically where it's got to go. And we've got all the way in gear. Heaps of bloody room. So I'm really, really happy with this. I better stop playing it until I weld it in case I break it. So let's weld this thing. Look how good that looks. I'm so happy with how it turned out. Let's slam her in. See how we go. Get in there. There we go. Look at that. Dude, I'm actually so happy. I just filmed an outro and it was all blurred, which is cool. Anyway, hopefully you're excited for the RB E36 to be back on the channel. I know I am. Make sure, if you are enjoying the content, hit the like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.